Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, I'm Ashley Amethyst, and today's video is my final video, I think, of my You Are Worthy series. So I already filmed this video and I was listening to my feedback or just listening to it and trying to edit it, and it just didn't seem fully me, so I wanted to redo this. And today's topic is based on toxic relationships and friendships. And the examples that I was giving were of other people, and I think that's because I didn't really think about how toxic my past relationships were for even the good ones, because they weren't, these men weren't abusing me. But you know what I saw? That while they weren't physically, sexually, or emotionally abusing me, they were, however, toxic relationships, because the reasons why I left them had to do with cheating, lying, being gaslit, being brainwashed, and those make up toxic relationships. So, I guess we're going to get into it. And first, before this, I'm going to set everything up, because I think the biggest reason why I found difficulty in realizing that I had toxic relationships in the past was because I had toxic friendships, and it's really messed with me all these years. If I'm just very open and honest right now, there are two people that are not related to me that have been there for everything, and their families. And those two people are Amanda, who I've been friends with since kindergarten, and Jackie, who I have been friends with since 2008, 2007. We'll just say 2008. I think that's a general area. These two women have dropped everything to be by my side when both my parents have passed away, and they are tried and true. They do not see me as a money symbol. They do not see me as someone that will just make their status bigger. Frankly, Amanda has more followers on Instagram now than I do. But that's because she found her niche. She found her niche, and she's good at it, and it is her life, and I'm proud of her. But I just wanted to, say that if you're friends with me and you feel like you feel offended by this, don't. It's just we don't talk as often, and if I've been trying to reach out but you haven't, maybe you should reach out. So let us get into toxicity in friendships. So I grew up in a very wealthy household in a gated, guarded community in South Florida, and from there, I went to Christian school, and I think in elementary school, I think I might have been a bit of a bully, just because I was kind of raised to be snobby. I got to do things that other people didn't get to do, and there's a couple times that I was the toxic person in classroom, and I know that, and I've thought about that over the years. I've done a lot of soul searching within myself. The person I am now is not the person I was then. So some people are gonna be like, well, that's karma for you. Well, it is and it isn't. We were a group of 22. We went through kindergarten all the way to 6th grade together, because that's when I moved schools. But I never really had a problem with anybody in our class. But when I moved to a school in Vero, it's called St. Ed's, with everything going on with my parents and the emotional abuse, it was very hard for me to find lasting friendships that people didn't just use me for money. I mean, I tried so hard to be friends with a lot of people in Vero, and it never worked out the way I wanted it to. Especially after I graduated and moved away, I saw how toxic the actual Vero Beach community is. So toxic. It's either their way or the highway. You're not gonna get much better than them. They are above everybody. And when my dad died, I've not really wanted to go back there. I love the beaches. They're beautiful. I love the shopping. I have some friends, and they're all good and well, but substantial relationships, not much. Reasons why I didn't give in to, they thought that I should have done more because I had money. That's toxic. I don't need that in my life. Or they think that because we have different views, we can't be friends, and they think that I'm uncultured or uninformed or stupid. And it's a election year, and a lot of people are being very nasty online, and I see a lot of people from my past or from high school that are being very nasty online. It's kind of sad that I'm now realizing how toxic these people were, and I've let some of them go. They out. If they know, they know. If they don't, and they're still blinded by whatever veil of friendship they think we have, we don't. And I'm not saying everybody in Vero is bad, because they're not. There are some people that are really sweet and that have gone through tough times just like I have. There's those toxic friendships, and then with those blossomed toxic relationships. And so I'm going to talk about those. And talking about toxic relationships, we'll get into the boy that I dated after high school boyfriend. I don't want to really speak ill of the dead because he's gone now, but he had two different lives. He had the life he had at his college and the life he had with me. And I mean, we were practically living together, but to his fraternity and to all of his friends, I was just some crazy girl that he was kind of seeing but kind of not. And I found that out when and I'm going to preface this, I picked going to Lynn because we had talked about me coming up and moving to Lynn University and him living with me. So I was already going to change schools. I didn't change schools because we broke up and I was crazy. I changed schools because that was our plan. And we were friends all throughout that afterwards. But he was still telling people that I was crazy and that I was childhood. God, sometimes you gotta grow up. So after him, there was the boy that messed me up. You messed me up. You know that. And that person, what can I name you for this series? We'll just call him an addict. He was not only addicted to video games, but addicted to females. So how our relationship was toxic was that well, he proposed after 2 weeks of dating, and I was in the whirlwind of blinded by the light, so I of course said yes. So we were engaged, and my mom didn't find out this until like end of May, June, and it happened in February. And my parents disowned me when I was dating him. Moved to Iowa. Found out that he had opened up dating accounts while we were living in Iowa together. And he said he was always better at being friends with girls than guys. And now I see that that was just a ruse. He craves attention from women because there's something deep-rooted within him that does this. And there's a lot of self-esteem issues there. And by no means am I perfect. I don't want to really say other things because out of respect for my husband, I need to dial back on some things. Yeah, he was toxic. That relationship was toxic. I didn't even realize it. My parents were trying to protect me, and I was seeing them as, well, you don't understand, and I love him. But hindsight, holy crap, were they right? We moved back. Well, we moved to Orlando after that, and I kept hounding on, are you going to get a job? Are you going to get a job? And he wasn't getting a job, and so we got in a huge fight, and he changed his password to Facebook, and I lost my shit. Like, full on lost my shit, because I knew that something was up. But what he didn't change, he might have changed his Facebook password, but he did not change his email. And the reason why I had that is because I had such bad trust issues anyways, and he knew this. But I could see all the emails or messages he was writing to an ex of his. And she said, I love you too. And I knew that our relationship was done. He was going back to an ex. What the hell? Anyways. Hello, toxicity. I like that that still affects me now. And it's been, what, 11 years since that? And it still affects me. And I think it makes me mad because between 2008 and 2009 were just like years of, well, 2008 was a full year of I did stupid things to myself. And I reflected and I wanted to do better, and then fell into a relationship in 2009 that had the same tone as 2008, but with just one person. And I think that's annoying that I did that. But after that, I started dating, and I was dating through Match.com. I had the worst dates. I had a guy that was so drugged up on my date, he passed out. That was terrible. And I met this one guy, and things happened, relations happened, and other things happened, and found myself pregnant, and told him, and I was like, hey, he was like, well, I just need time to think. Can I have your weave for the weekend? I'll bring it back to you on Tuesday. And I was like, sure, whatever. I mean, because what he did was he's like, well, we're going to have to get married. I'm like, I'm not marrying you because I'm pregnant. That's not going to happen. And I really never heard from him again for years. Look how toxic that was. That all of these things happened based on my self-esteem and how I let all of these things happen. And above, if you have any stories like the ones I just mentioned, I'm sorry you're going through it too, and I hope that you can better of yourself so that you can get out of these toxic moments, so that you can get out of these toxic relationships with these people. Another toxic relationship that I've never had, no, you know what, I did have this. I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to call him Corey. His name's not Corey at all. Corey and I had a on again, off again fling thing for almost 2 years. Actually, I think it was longer than that, 2010. It stopped in February of 2010. And I think it started in like July of December of 2007. Something like that. So 3 years on again, off again, fling, talking to somebody, blah, blah, blah. And the reason it ended in February of 2010 was because he came down for the weekend. We had a wonderful weekend together. He went back home and he put in a relationship on Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh, this is about me. And then later that afternoon, it said another girl's name. And when I called him out on that, he's like, did you really think we were together? And I was like, yes, because you said we were together. And he tried to like gaslight me, and he's like, you're a crazy bitch. I've never said those words. And I had it all on text message, so I know I wasn't a crazy bitch in this situation. And I was like, look, I don't need anybody that's gonna be crazy like this. You do you, boo. Have fun with that. So Corey and I were no more. And that was a couple weeks before the last guy I just talked about that got me pregnant. So he did not get me pregnant. We got pregnant together because we both did not use any form of protection. And you know, in some of these situations, I let my guard down, and I let what had happened to me in the past cloud my judgment. Things about how I'm not gonna let toxic into my life anymore. I'm not gonna be a weak girl. I'm gonna be strong. And I'm gonna break down this patriarchy that has consumed my mind. I think that JB really saved me in that retrospect, because he made me realize how worthy I am to be a mom and to be loved. And it's silly to say that it came down to a man, but it's not just a man, it's my little baby. He fixed my heart, he sewed it back up. And I'm always grateful for that. And I'm not saying go out and get pregnant, because don't do that. If you're not ready to be pregnant, then have protection. But for me, my son saved my life. For me, he made me realize how worthy I am to be loved and respected. And for me, it worked out. For some of my friends, it hasn't worked out yet. So, what are some warning signs? If you're always paying and he's not paying, that's a warning. Or he or she is not paying, that's a warning sign. If you keep breaking up with every fight, that's a warning sign. If he keeps changing his password or leaving his phone, when I say he, I mean he or she. I'm just gonna say in my situation, it's always a he. If he's leaving his phone like this on the table so that you can't see what's on the screen, warning sign. If he is making you seem crazy, like, babe, you're crazy, that's a warning sign. He's trying to gaslight you. He's trying to brainwash you. If you have a disagreement with him and you have a difference of opinions and he makes you feel guilty about that, warning sign. Red flag. If you feel at all in your stomach that when I say toxic relationship, you get that weird twinge, that's your warning sign. Sometimes it's just a toxic relationship, and sometimes it grows into much more than a toxic relationship and it becomes abusive. And I just hope that with my stories on my life experiences, that I can help out anybody that's going through something like this. And if you are right now, I'm praying for you. I'm praying that you see how worthy you are of love and how much you deserve, because don't put yourself in a situation where you have to settle or you think it's going to get better. If these people are putting hands on you, if they are making you feel down, if they are making you feel crazy, then you deserve much more. And just know that if you need to talk to anybody, go to my Instagram, DM me. We will have conversations. We will talk about things like this. And I'm always around if you need me. So with that being said, this is my the end of my video, and I hope that I have helped somebody. If you liked this content, can you please hit the thumbs up? And if you are not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I post when I can, because I'm a mom and I don't always have the most organized of schedules. But I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.